Say it with me. I refuse to remain the same. Each day, I'm growing, learning, and evolving into a better version of myself. What I was yesterday is not who I am today, and I will continue striving to be the best I can be. The season has changed. Welcome to Unfiltered Grace. I am your host, Ntabi. Hello, hello. And just like that, we are live. Hello, Grace family. Welcome to Unfiltered Grace podcast. I am your host, Ntabi, and I am riding a solo and will be for a couple of episodes as we wrap up season one of Unfiltered Grace podcast. Well, where do we start? Where do we start after a while of not creating, a while of going through it? Where do I start? Well, I am in my CEO suit. Like, I am in my CEO zone because Sis has decided that she is not gonna sleep on her company. Now, I have had my company, Ildesigns Creative Approach, for almost a decade now, but I've always ran it part time. So I've always been employed, and I would either work for a company and I would have to like focus on the business on a part-time basis, not full-time. Now, I then found myself in a situation where I got let off. My contract ended in December 2024. I've shared about this plenty of times. But if you're new here, I'll introduce myself. If you're new here, just know that that's the story. Okay, so it hasn't been an easy season of finding new opportunities. And new opportunities, I don't mean necessarily just being hired by a company, but also collaborations, business collaborations, as someone who owns a company. Well, so I'm going to tell you all about it and to tell you how I've been and how things are going and what's my plan at this very moment. And of course, to tell you a little bit more about my company, IL Designs, because I think it's high time I really dive in deeper into the skills that I have and the amazing work that I'm able to produce. And now, what better way to do it than to, do it in a podcast setup like this? Because not only am I capable of editing videos, I'm also doing all the productions behind the scenes of, okay, putting together the content, editing the videos, and putting them out there. Now, I know that my editing skills are amazing, but I don't think I give myself enough credit of the amazing work that I do. So I want you to get to know me better in that regard, or in that level where you get to understand things that I'm capable of doing and what I've actually been doing throughout my career. So stay tuned. I hope you're going to find this video informative, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, I know this is a podcast, so we have to relax. Like, let me not be too serious. I should just relax and just, or should we be serious? Huh? What should we do? Anyway, before you get distracted, let's get on with the video. Let's start. IL Design's creative approach is my company. Now, who's the brand behind IL Designs? My name is Ntabi, and I have been in the design or creative space for years now. Over a decade, older than my business, actually. I would safely say 12 years of creating, 12 years of being in the web development space. Now, let me give you a backstory about my career. So, I did computer science in University of the Northwest in Mahigeng, which is my hometown, but did not complete my degree. To this day, I wish I could have just stayed a little bit longer so that I can finish my degree. But it's okay because I have no regrets. What I was able to do after that was able to open doors for me. That's why today I'm able to say I own a company. I have done amazing work for a lot of clients, and I still have clients today that I've had for over half a decade ago, which for me is amazing, and it shows the trust and loyalty in the clientele that you have and also the services that you can offer to the client. Now, let me tell you a little bit about that. Okay. Oh, before that, now I went to Tony University of Technology and I decided to go study web, actually software development. Listen, child, the more I think about it, I'm like, why did you switch software development and went to web? But anyway, I've always loved the creative space. I've always loved, design. And there was this one time where we were attending I think it was a multimedia class or module that I was attending while I was now in TUT doing my diploma in web application and development. All right. So second year, no, first year, I'm not sure if it was the first or second term. I remember there was this class, the multimedia class that I attended, and there was this amazing lecture that I just loved her to bits. I think her teaching was just super amazing. And we were asked to do like storytelling, meaning you put together a website, but do like a storyboard of you know what the website is about, what it'll entail. It's like you basically doing a storyboard and brainstorming. When you brainstorm, you have this one topic in the middle and you break it down into different sections and all of that. So I was able to do that. So we were asked to do it like in the form of a chart and all of that. And I remember I presented that, and after presenting it later that day, I actually attempted to design a website um, in line with my storyboard. And I remember I did not sleep that night. I was up the whole night. And right there and there, I knew that I really wanted to be in the design space. I knew for sure that I was home. And let me tell you, if you studied at TUT and you did ICT, you know, when we started, whenever, like everyone who got, because I got there in what, two, what, 2009? Yeah, I'm a bit, I've been around, guys, in a good way, okay? Yeah, I've been around. I haven't seen the most, but I've been around. So 2009, when I started, the talk around the corridors and cafeterias was that Visual Basic is it's crazy. Like VB, you're gonna fail VB 10 times and whatnot. And listen, obviously there was a bit of fear, but I was like, I'm not gonna be that girl. I'm not gonna be that girl. Now, another thing that also maybe gave me the zeal is because when I was in University of the Northwest, I really did great in my computer science studies as opposed to math. Yeah, maths was a little bit of an issue in applied mathematics. And now I have a partner in business, a client who actually taught me applied mathematics. Today we work together. We were even having a conversation today. I have to finish up a website that we're working on for our client. So yeah, you can just imagine, right? But I'm just super grateful. Very amazing person, very passionate. Hopefully I'll have him on our podcast soon. You will know all about it when if you stick around and subscribe. Please subscribe if you haven't. You will get to know those people that I'm talking about, and that's what I want to do, real fam. I feel like I'm now leaning more into really conversations that you get to even tap into the reality of what I'm talking about or what I've experienced. That's why I would love to even bring in someone like that on board to be a part of this. platform and have a conversation, and yeah, you can probably learn a thing or two. All right. Now, in Unibo, I honestly struggled a bit with maths, and I think that really took a toll on me because it meant that when I went to Tshwane University of Tshwane University of Technology, I had to, in as much as I got credited most of my first year subjects, I still had to do a few programming languages that I wasn't able to do while I was at Unibo, which were on first year. So meaning it was as if I've taken a few steps back because I spent almost what 3 years at Unibo. It was 3 years basically. And then I had to now jump and go to another university and basically starting over. That's how I can say it was. So it kind of took a toll of me, but I was determined to pass and to just prove not only to my parents, but mainly to myself that, you know what, I know I wasn't doing the greatest, but I am gonna push and do well. Okay. So that's why I got to be here. And fast forward, I graduated, worked for various companies. So I've worked in the education industry, I've worked in the tourism industry, I've worked for what's that? The media and advertising agency as well. So I have, I guess, a good enough balance of, the corporate space, how things are happening out there, between, public and just private companies. So I got to learn so much there. I mean, I'm not saying that that could be enough experience to know the ins and outs, but I think the period that I got to be a part of this companies, I really got to learn extensively on a lot of things. So I'm grateful for that. And of course, there's no way that you're going to learn and just not take that knowledge and make it work. So I started my company while I was still studying, by the way. Ildesigns did not start Nje while I was working. It started while I was still in university, and I used to now design like systems for, there would be I also had this guy that I was working with, or we were studying together. We were even on a project together where we would develop websites and all of that. And he's the one that even convinced me to create my domain under AfriHost. Now, AfriHost is a hosting platform that I use for my business, and it's not a secret. I can freely tell you because sometimes when a client comes to me and says, I want a domain, I ask them, do you want me to manage your domain or would you want to manage it yourself? Honestly, it's no trains match. It's a service that I can offer, but it's also something that you can also do. A domain can be under your name so that you're able to just manage it yourself. All I can do is for me to have access and work on the back end, work on the website and all of that. So it's really not a train smash. I know if other companies are offering that as a service, they don't usually disclose service providers and all that. But also like the internet digital space, it's just wild. You can just Google search or go to ChatGPT and say, give me 10 service providers or yeah, what yeah, different hosting service providers. Yeah, you can get that, multiple of them. So it's really not a train smash. Okay, so he convinced me to do that, to create a domain there, and that's where it all started. Those students that were quite lazy to design their systems and all of that, they'll give us small projects to do and we would do them and charge a fee. And that's when I saw an opportunity to start a business. And sometimes I would get a client wanting business cards. I would literally print them at our was that at our printing what is it called, by the way? at school. What was it called? I forgot. Yeah, print shop. I forgot the name, but there was a name. But yeah, so I would print there and make a bit of money. So that's where my business journey with IL Designs started. Now, I think I've whined a lot about the background. Now let's get into what IL Design is and what we do at IL Designs. We are a creative digital agency committed to helping businesses grow, right? So the idea is to help you build business strategies, build your brand. From your business to your personal brand, we got you, right? Whether you need like web solutions, whether you need, a great online presence, great social media presence, we are for you. Now, you're probably wondering, is that all that you're offering? No. Some of the services that we're offering is branding. And when we talk branding, we're talking logo design, we're talking just designing your whole corporate identity. We can even go to an extent of just building your your merchandise for either your company, and to even design your carousels for your company, for backdrops, banners, posters, you name them, your website as well, for your brand. So we give you that solution to just brand yourself, right? And we also have a service called Brand Me. Now, Brand Me started when I realized that there are a lot of clients that really want to brand themselves or just reposition themselves as a brand. And this was inspired by Vosita Mbegwayo. By the way, when I attended one of the Startup Grid seminars or summits, which would usually happen, it would be during the week, just around 6 in the evening or 5 around that time. Very, very insightful events. I was glad to be a part of those because they really helped me to kind of get an idea of how I can help, elevate my brand. And if I can just take you there a little bit, I remember asking Vosita Mbegwayo this question to say, I have Real Talk with Ntabi, which is my personal brand, and I have IL Designs. But now I don't want to step into a room and speak two different languages, which I think that's something that I struggle with for a while, Real Fam or Graced Fam. I struggled with it for a while because now I've been building this personal brand, which is me as a content creator, me as a public speaker, me as a YouTuber, as an event host. So it was so difficult to say, okay, how do I incorporate the business there? Is it not confusing to bring all of those together? Now, Vosi was like, it's quite important for you to find a way to merge the two, find a way to have them coexist. Meaning, for example, on my personal brand, there has to be a bit of my business, what my business is about, and to kind of put that together so that there can be a balance, a bit of me personally and a bit more of my business, which I think I've tried to do, but I believe that I can do it better, which I aim to do right now because it's really something that I've kept. Uh, how can I put it? How can I put it? I think I've been focused so much on building my personal brand that my business brand took a setback, and it's because also I was trying to implement this thing of not trying to mix business and my personal brand. And now I'm realizing that how technology or how the digital space has just changed. Even the blueprint, if you have a blueprint, you would see how your personality and your business really go hand in hand. Because also, case in point, people don't just buy what you're offering or whatever, they also buy you as a brand. Before you get to know more about what I do, you know me. So, in a nutshell, that's what Vose suggested that I do. I keep looking at the time because I don't want to go beyond time. So that's what he advised for me to look into, to make them coexist. And then I began to implement it in a way that when I do like my public speaking engagements, I would make sure that I talk about IL designs. I talk about the work that I do. So that's how I got to balance it out. But I think, now it's high time I do more of that. And of course, maybe let me just be honest. I think maybe I got a little bit comfortable. It's very important to call yourself out. Maybe I got a little bit comfortable with the fact that, okay, I've built a business, and I have a clientele, even though I'm running it, not necessarily full time, whatever the case may be, but I have a clientele. People can go into my website and all that. And the reality is that things are changing, times are changing. Each and every day, something new happens. I had to, if you can go to my Instagram now and search for IL Designs. In actual fact, don't search, go to, if you follow me already, Real Talk with Ntabi on Instagram or any platform. Just look at my bio, you will find IL Designs. If you can go, especially on the Instagram page, you will notice that I cleaned up the page. I had to remove everything because I was like, all this work that I've done, honestly, they're outdated. I've done designs that worked 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, they're no longer relevant now. Trends change, and if you now going to see my work and scroll through the old content, it doesn't speak to the vision of what you want now. And I guess it really had to take me losing my job to really wake up, and give my business more attention, because this is a brand that I had sworn to myself that, you know what, I'm not serial entrepreneur. At some point I thought I would be a serial entrepreneur, but IL Designs for me, it's very close to my heart. That's why it's even under my name. So IL Designs, initially it was supposed to be L Designs. So L Designs was supposed to be Lebo's Designs, right? Lebo being Lebogang, which is my first name. But then the name was taken and I opted for IL Designs, which is in Lebo's Designs. And I really want to still hold on to that. And in Lebo's Designs, for me, it's so personal because, in as much as the business started when I was still figuring out myself in the business and all of that, but it's very personal in a way that I got to really develop something from scratch and really make it work. I mean, I've been in stages. I've been, invited to companies like Total. I've shared stages with like your DJ Spoos. DJ Spoo is an entrepreneur, he's a hustler and all of that, right? You might think he's overrated, but that man is amazing in terms of his business strategies. He doesn't give up. So I've really had an opportunity to really do great work. I mean, right now, one of the biggest project that we have is working with this huge attorney company, or yeah, a group of attorneys, which is super amazing, and it has just gave my business an even a broader perspective to say, hey, you know what, you've got, yeah, those shoes that you're in, like, yes, the shoe fits, but you know what, girl, you have to elevate. You have to, hence innovation, hence creation, hence elevation. And we're doing it what? One brand at a time. Now, I think I'm left with 5 minutes. So, in the next 5 minutes, what am I saying to you? So, this is me saying that after 8 months of trying to look for new opportunities, I'm still doing that, but I've decided to shift my focus a bit to say, let me give my business another try and give it more attention, a full attention. And that's what I'm doing right now. So that's why I want you to be a part of IL Designs Creative Approach, know about the work that I do. Go check out my website, ildesigns.co.za. Follow us on social media as IL Designs. We are on LinkedIn, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook as well. And of course, on our WhatsApp, you can find all the details on the descriptions, on the description if you want to, have a conversation and all of that, which gets me to the most, ooh, my nose, guys. It's itchy. It's itchy. All right. So which brings me to the last part, which is the most exciting one that I'm loving. And when I started this as well, it was actually I started it during COVID. And I started it was I guess I can call it a series of Let's Talk Business Over Coffee. So Let's Talk Business Over Coffee began just around lockdown, where none of us were going anywhere, and I really dived in deeper into the business, talking about various topics, basically on the services that I was offering. Now I really want to bring that back, but the twist also on this is that not only are we just gonna have, not only are we just going to talk business over coffee, but we're also going to meet and really have coffee and have a conversation about your brand to see how we can help your business grow. Now, one exciting thing that I'll be doing, and I want you to journey through with me, is that I'm gonna now be building an amazing social media strategy to grow IL designs. I feel like if you are wondering if I can or you can trust me to grow your brand, I want you to follow the work that I do, follow us on social media and see where it is standing at this moment and see how I am going to elevate it. Now, it is a work in progress. It's not going to happen overnight, but I want you to journey through so that you can see what we get up to, so that you can be a part of us. And yeah, who knows? You will see the value that we bring, and you can really be a part of this, and we can help you with your brand. So, you need a logo, you need a website, you need someone to manage your social media, you need your emails to be integrated. You need that domain and you're tired of that Gmail. I'm your girl. We can talk and I can help you. Now, be a part of this platform and yeah, let's see how we can help you. Okay. And of course, we do video production. I did mention that, didn't I? I did, right? We do video productions, and one of our amazing clients that has been with us since this year has begun is Mrs. Kelly Can. She's just doing amazing, and I want you to go and subscribe to her YouTube channel. We've heard her on our podcast actually. That's amazing. That's a green light moment to say, yay, you know what? Sisterhood, and of course, building businesses and partnership. Now, we've been working with her for over almost since this year has begun basically, and that is exciting and I'm super grateful. And I want you to go and subscribe to her YouTube channel, Unstoppable Queens Network. She's also available on Instagram, doing amazing work. You're gonna love her, you're gonna love the work that she does. You're also gonna love the videos that I got to produce for her. So make sure you become a part of this. All right. Thank you so much. And please don't forget to make today count. Remember that the season has changed, and yeah, maybe this is just your season to also elevate your brand. I hope you took something out of this video. Do remember to subscribe and like this video. Comment if you haven't listened, share it with anyone. And if you are, of course, listening on Spotify, I love and appreciate you. Do comment, share, like share your reviews, guys. Let's engage. Tell me what this means to you or what your takeaway was. All right. So, my takeaway from this was that, girl, you need to pull up your socks. All right. Just because you lost your business, I mean, you lost employment, does not mean that is the end of you. You can get up and make things happen. Number two, stop neglecting your purpose or your God given talent or your brand business. It's not good for your clients. It's not good. It's not good at all for a business. Even when I'm going through my things, business has to go on. Just because I'm going through something does not mean business must stop. So I need to make sure that I strike a great balance. Now, of course, this is unfiltered grace. I'll just be vulnerable with you. And yeah, I hope to see you on my socials. I hope to see you or meet with you over coffee as we talk about your business. All right. Cheers for now.